Okay, friends, let's work on that next objective, which is I can round multi-digit whole numbers to any place. So we have a rhyme that we use. Let me just get a number out here. Just a random number. But if I wanted to round this number, say to the thousands place, the first thing I have to do is identify the thousands place. And that one's right there. And then I use our rhyme. And it's peek right next door, 5 or more, up the score, 4 or less, let it rest. In this case, it's 4 or less, so I'm going to let that rest. But then I have to remember everything to the left of the digit that I'm rounding to, the place value, is left alone. Everything to the left is left alone. So it comes down, and then I'm letting it rest, and then everything to the right of the place value I'm rounding to, that gets rounded into zeros. Okay? So when I round 324,471 to the nearest thousand, it becomes 324,000. But let's use the same number and let's round it to the 10,000s place. So I come to the 10,000s place, which is the 2, and again, I peek right next door, 5 or more, up the score, 4 or less, let it rest. It is 4 or less, so I'm going to let it rest, and that means everything to the left gets left alone. This is being rested, and everything to the right is rounded. So when I round 324,471 to the nearest 10,000, it becomes 320,000. All right, one more time just for extra practice. When I round, let's go to the nearest 100. So here's the digit in my hundreds place. Again, peek right next door. 5 or more, up the score. 4 or less, let it rest. This is 5 or more, so I'm going to up that score. Everything to the left gets left alone, and everything to the right gets rounded. So when I round 324,471 to the nearest 100, it becomes 324,500. There's also the number line way to do that, and that helps. In this case, if I was going to round to the nearest 1,000, the number line would be in thousands, so it looks like this. And my 1,000 that I'm starting out with is 4,000. If I count by thousands, the next one would actually, it's 324,000. The next 1,000 is 325,000, and the midpoint is 324,500. And then I find out where my number lands. So 324,471 is right below. And so that means because it's below the midpoint, it would roll down. But if you like the poem, it doesn't matter how you round it, as long as you get the correct place value rounded. Just remember, don't forget anything to the left because it gets left alone. And don't forget everything to the right gets rounded into zeros. Okay, I hope that helps.